Hi, I'm Magnus Lind from the European Treasury Peer group.
Magnus, what is happening?
Well, Susanna and me, we meet and talk to a lot of group treasurers, a lot of CFOs. And they've had for the past year a growing worry on the financial situation in society. They have had a concern that now is turning into rage, different levels of rage.
What is the reason?
The background is that financially unbalanced supply chains. And why are the supply chains unbalanced? The background for that is that during the past decades there has been a lot of KPIs on working capital and similar KPIs, forcing the larger, stronger parties of the supply chain, outsourcing factories and other capital and financial investments to the weaker parties of the supply chain.
What does regulation do to corporate funding?
Well, the regulation that has been the last 25 years and will be even more emphasized on this is that the public spending or public debt is extremely incentivized, and on the other hand, corporate debt is discriminated.
What are the effects on the supply chain?
Well, the supply chain is that the effects is that the supply chain, the weaker parties who rely on bank funding now or in the past, might not be able to rely on it. And this means that there are two other means of getting funding to the operation. One is through margins and cash flow generation. We can be difficult. The further down you're in the supply chain, the lower the margins and the worse credit rating also. So the second alternative is that the big parties in the supply chain who has access to investors, has access to capital markets and a good rating, need to start to act like banks for the weaker parts. That is why we say regulation forces corporates become banks. And our main message is we have to take care of our own.